USWNT star Press joins Biles and Osaka on growing list of athletes prioritizing mental health. The forward recently announced that she would be taking time away from the game after 10 years as a professional. Christen Press was burned out, and she wasn't afraid to say so. After 10 years as a pro, the U.S. women's national team star said that the focus, intensity, and prioritization needed to keep playing at the highest level had worn her down. She added that after her mother passed away 2 years ago, she hadn't given herself a chance to grieve properly. And so, she stepped away. Prior to this month's 2 USWNT friendlies, Press announced she'd be taking some time away from the game. With her club rights now held by Angel City FC, which won't begin NWSL play until 2022, it could be several months before she comes back. Mental health in sports has become a major talking point in the last year as a life-altering pandemic has dovetailed with an increased understanding that mental injuries can be just as damaging for pro athletes as physical ones. Two of the world's most famous athletes, Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka, brought the issue even more to the fore this year when both stepped away from their sports in a very public way. Biles even did some mid-Olympics. Christen being able to know herself and know that she needed to take time away is very admirable, and I think the same for Simone and Naomi, said USWNT forward Lynn Williams. Williams added that athletes are going into a job that you not only have to mentally be on all the time but you're physically exhausted too. So, if somebody needs a mental break and to take that time for themselves, I think that's what's most important. For many, the pandemic may have been a breaking point. The USWNT dealt with several months of inactivity in 2020 before finally returning in the latter part of the year. But when they came back, it wasn't the same open environment as before. The team has adhered to strict protocols when gathered together, limiting the amount of time each player can interact with the outside world, and even their own teammates. I think that COVID is taking a harder hit on people than we all realize, Williams said. The pandemic's effect was acutely felt in this summer's Olympics. The Games are supposed to be a celebration of sport that brings people together from all over the world. But this summer felt much different. Rather than a celebration, the Tokyo Games felt more like a hermetically sealed requirement. There were no fans and no interaction with the outside world.